Welcome to Cliffhangers and Cocktails podcast with
Amy Sissel
and Shay McLeod, USA Today best-selling authors of paranormal women's fiction, among other things. Brought to you by the Caftan Coven.
Today is our first mini pod. We plan to do several of these short podcasts where we discuss a single topic related to the craft, not the movie, although we will add that in by request.
Yes. Oh, I would love to talk about the craft.
We should definitely do a viewing party or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Today, or for these that we planned, we're going to be talking about craft cocktails, witchcraft, or writing craft. These are great to listen to when you don't have a lot of time for a full podcast to fully immerse yourself in our dulcet tones, or if you're really just interested in a specific particular topic. Today's topic is Lughnasa, or Lammas, depending on where you're from. So, Shaya, why don't you tell us a little bit more about Lughnasa?
Okay, I'll do that. Lughnasa, yes, is a Gaelic festival which marks the beginning of the harvest season. And it is traditionally celebrated in Scotland, Ireland, and the Isle of Man, of all places.
It sounds like a terrible place, but I'm sure it's lovely.
I'm sure, I think it's a really beautiful island. But it was also celebrated, obviously, in England and Wales, but they call it Lammas. But it's kind of the same core thing. And it is traditionally held on August 1st, which is the halfway between the summer solstice and the autumn equinox. And
which has nothing to do with that. We struggle, you guys, sometimes with reversing things for the Southern Hemisphere.
Yes.
As noted a few weeks ago when I called Midsummer Christmas for Australians, which is not how it works at all. Because we're talking about astronomical calendars and seasonal calendars, and it's certainly not
the same thing.
Not the same thing.
We celebrate Christmas at the same time, but not Yule.
Yeah. My child in no way mocked me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's such a sweet, non-mocking child.
You know, those teenagers. So sweet, unmocking.
Oh, and apparently the poor Gaelic peoples only had 4 seasonal festivals, and all of which...
Just a shame.
I know. And they are all been incorporated into the 8 Sabbats that many witches and pagans celebrate. So, how is it celebrated, Amy?
Oh, if I were going to guess, and I didn't actually know, I would say eating, drinking, dancing, and fire.
Woo! All the best things for any party. And you
don't have those things, is it even a party?
It's not a party. It's definitely not a party. But there is a little bit more to it. Those things were definitely part of Lughnasa, but also folk music, which is interesting that they would have folk music in the folky times. But there we go.
It's from the fair folk. It's fair folk music.
Fair folk music, and I did not know this one. Matchmaking.
Not making.
Not making matches, matching people. Matching people.
I guess that's good because then you're pregnant in the winter. Being pregnant is super hot.
I will take your word for that.
I was pregnant in the winter, and I can't imagine having been that pregnant in July. I sat outside in January going, why is it so hot?
I do that with hot flashes.
It's like a continual hot flash.
That sounds really unpleasant. I'm surprised anyone does it.
Well, they don't tell you that part before. I'm just surprised anyone does it more than once. I guess children are great.
Yeah, children are good. But it makes a lot of sense back then that they would have used that time because, you had a lot of people in a lot of different little towns and hamlets, and they probably would have kind of come together for a big one in a local central location, and it would have been a good time to meet people that you weren't related to.
I
So
love how we both just went matchmaking obviously means that they're having sex and producing children. Not like entering some kind of Victorian romance where they look longingly across the room for 3 years.
I don't know. I'm way too practical for that. So I'm like, or maybe I just know history too well. Uh, although I suppose there was some chance, there certainly was some chance for longing looks across the bonfire. The hands touch as they reach for the potatoes.
You said there weren't really potatoes.
No,
And
well, I mean, yeah, potatoes aren't really part of this festival. No, no, that's true. Although maybe they had them, I don't know. But today, some of these festivals have survived or been revived, and they usually have like, music and dance, arts and crafts workshops, traditional storytelling and markets, sometimes like historical reenactments or whatever.
I want to
Sadly,
see a historical reenactment of Lughnasa. I'm going
I
to tell
mean,
you right. Should we do one?
oh, we should totally do one. That would be fun. We should do one sometime. I think we need more research to figure out like what to
I
wear.
mean, we know it's drinking, dancing, music, eating, fire. We can
No,
skip the matchmaking
we can
because
skip the matchmaking because we're all pretty well matched.
with other people.
With yeah, to be specific. Yeah, and that's not really a part of modern Luna celebrations anyway. Uh,
Boring.
yeah, I know. We really got boring with our, no human sacrifices, no matchmaking. What are we even
Yeah.
doing?
Who even knows?
But the really interesting thing I found, like researching Lunasa, was that part of the Irish diaspora in the United States is we often see this Sabbath translated into family get-togethers, like family reunions in August. Um, and that's kind of like it lost the sort of harvest festival aspect, but it still remain family, food, possibly drinking.
Depends on your family.
Depends on your family. And so I think it's really interesting that that was that sort of tradition of having a family reunion in August kind of came from the Irish celebrating Lunasa when they came to America.
I think it's kind of fun to, I mean, like, that's when we did family reunions where I grew up, where there
Okay.
are, it wasn't super Irish. It was a lot of Scandinavians, German,
Hmm.
um, traditions there, some English and Welsh. But that is family reunion time. And I'm
Yep.
guessing that part of it, and this is probably you maybe where it came from with the Irish who
Hmm.
spread this tradition, is that it's between planting and the final harvest. The
Yeah.
sweet corn is ready, school is
Hmm.
out of session, the days are long, and it's a great time to get together with
Hmm.
family
Absolutely.
and feast. You can be outside
Yes.
and you don't have to worry about driving through snowstorms.
Right. You've got long hours of sunshine. My family used to like, it was always August when we would have our family, or either very, very late July, I mean, late July, like the last weekend, or first weekend of August, usually was when we would have family reunions. And we always had this ginormous pot, like the size you could stick a small child in. But
I thought you said there was no human
there,
sacrifice.
well, no, I mean, you could. We didn't. We skipped that
Sure.
part. We
Uh-huh.
just put lots of ears of corn in there with some water and stuck it on the fire and
Sure
let
you
it
did.
just, yeah. And we
Oh,
had,
who's the brand new cousin? Here you
and
go, Lou. Here's your sacrifice.
got to sacrifice to Lou. And for witches, it's also a time of gratitude because, this it's all about abundance and harvest. And it's a time for community because, community is you need a community to bring in that harvest. And people would often, like if they had extra, they'd share it out with the people in their community. that
Did you
have
ever make
this.
corn husk dolls?
I did. Ironically, it was in like vacation Bible school or
Love
something.
that. I love how many pagan traditions are like, especially harvest ones, I
Yeah,
think, got
yeah.
adopted.
Uh-huh. And it's like, we're making corn husk dolls in church. That's fine.
I've
I
never done it, but I kind of want to try now.
it's been I it's been so many years. I know there was a trick to like how you had to fold it. It wasn't super difficult because obviously I was a young child, um but yeah, there's a little trick to how you fold it or something. I'm sure there's like YouTube tutorials or something, but yeah, I should probably do one again because it's been a while. But of course, we're talking about corn because corn and bread are the symbols of Lughnasa.
You know, I used to make bread with my daughter every weekend.
Hmm.
Every weekend we would make bread together.
Hmm.
And then the pandemic hit, and my partner, who you will all meet very soon, ooh, mysterious,
Woo.
um, lost his job and became a full-time writer and a full-time bread baker. Not like
Ooh.
a job, that was just a side hobby, I guess. But he made us bread like twice a week. We went through that homemade
Oh
bread. Like
man.
it was like, oh my gosh, so good. He
It
did his own
was good.
sourdough starters, but like that bread that he would make was
So yummy.
amazing. And
I
it was
was
easy.
I was so lucky to be able to taste that bread. It was so good.
It was good.
Are you going
And
to
it's
share
like the simplest
are you going to share
recipe.
that recipe with us so that we can all see how easy this bread is to make?
I will do that. I will contact my partner and I
And
will be
say,
like, please
please,
give me your
please.
secret family bread recipe. And he'll be like, I literally found it on the internet or something like that.
For the best historical family recipes to from.
And
I
I will put
love
it in the show notes so everyone can have
excellent.
easy, delicious bread.
I love making Irish soda bread for the
Yum,
reason
yum.
that it is not only delicious, but very easy to make.
I do
And,
make Icelandic
ooh,
bread, which is a lot heavier.
okay. Yeah.
Um, and it goes so well with kjotsupa, which is a lamb soup,
Mm-hmm.
that has root vegetables in it, like potatoes, which are not part of
Lunasa.
Lughnasa, but that are part of every happy day.
Yes, they are
My
indeed.
people are into the root vegetables.
So are mine. I mean, I'm Irish. I mean, I'm not I'm more a corn girl than a potato girl. Like, I like pasta over potatoes, which I don't know what that says about my like Irishness part of
I like
me, but
gnocchi.
gnocchi is delicious and that involves potatoes. So
Yes, it
there we
does.
go. There we go. Can't have gnocchi
Potatoes are
without a
the
potato.
best individual food
They're
that has ever
very
existed.
they make the world go round. So,
Right up there with fat bottom girls.
that is right, and you better believe it.
So in addition to making bread and corn husk dolls, it's the gathering, it's the playing of
Hmm.
games, it's sitting around the fire with your community, and
Hmm.
that transcends every tradition and every religion and every
Hmm.
group. Is we celebrate with community and
Hmm.
sharing food and stories.
Hmm.
It's also a really great time of year to reflect on your personal accomplishments,
Hmm.
and figure out what you are grateful for that's happened in this year. What have you done awesome besides probably everything? And what do you need
Yes.
to let go of going to the next year? Whether it's a
Hmm.
habit that no longer serves you, a relationship or a person that no longer uplifts you, a
Hmm.
job, a country. Just saying, I'm
Same.
moving, and in less than a month, I will be in the place of Portugal.
Amy likes to take her Lunasa to the extreme.
Yep, I'm cutting ties with the country.
Um, it's also a great time to have a cinnamon ritual because it's the first of the month. And me being a kitchen witch, I always do my cinnamon ritual at the first of the month, which is super simple. A little bit of ground cinnamon in your hand, blow it through the front door, along with, you can either say it in your mind or if you have like something you like to say, some sort of invitation to invite abundance into the house. And
You blow it
apparent
into the house, not
you
out of the
blow it,
house.
yeah, no, you blow it into the house because you're inviting the abundance in, the
I
money
just wanted to make
in.
sure I was chucking my cinnamon
Yes.
sticks in the right
Yes. So
direction.
when, yeah, when you're chucking your cinnamon sticks, chuck them in the right direction. It's also like, um, in the old days, this would be a time where they would give some of that extra corn and tomatoes and whatever that they had to people in their community who were in need. And of course, in this day and age, most of us don't have massive farms and things like that. We have apartments, but symbolically, we can take part in this by donating to food banks, um, who serve the community, uh, people who are in need. And food banks, of course, you prefer to get cash money because they're able to obtain goods for much cheaper than we can. So, send a little money to your local food bank to help celebrate Lughnasa and thank the universe for the abundance that is in your life.
It's also a great time, not that any time isn't a great time, to create a personal gratitude ritual,
Mm-hmm,
to
mm-hmm.
express thanks for what you have been given, which helps open yourself up to more abundance in the
Yeah.
future. If you recognize what you have, it's like
Mm-hmm.
compound interest, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
Kind of.
sure if that's an
Yeah.
apt thing, but
It's
I think it is like compound
yeah.
interest,
Like
gratitude.
you have your amount of stuff, your capital or whatever of stuff of whatever's happening in your life and whatever is in your life of value. And when you open yourself up and become grateful, you get interest. Okay, total non-financial person here trying to, yeah, okay.
That was good.
But I mean, kind of like once you're grateful for what you have, whatever that is, and you acknowledge how blessed you are, when you're living in that attitude of gratitude, then you're open to receiving more. And the universe is like, hey, okay, have some more.
And I think it also feels that even like part of it is just like training your brain to look
Mm-hmm.
around and be like, this is good shit.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
not looking at your shortcomings.
Yeah,
And I think that's kind of real important.
absolutely.
Um,
So that you can see those opportunities rather than dismissing them out of hand.
mm-hmm.
So
And
now you have, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that it's
Oh,
also a great time if an altar is part of your ritual. Is that
and
what you were going to say?
that was what I was going to ask because I know you have a beautiful altar in your house.
I do have a beautiful altar in my home. It's less beautiful now because I'm in the process of packing.
Mm.
But it's a really great time to refresh your altar. And I do that every Sabbath, or like sometimes as the mood takes me.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't really talk about Lou.
We
But
didn't talk about Lou because he's a god in
I was
the
just going to
Celtic
mention him. And I'm
pantheon.
like, wait, we didn't
Yeah.
even talk about him.
And he is what Lughnasa is named after, the god Lugh, who is
He's the sun god for
yes.
this tradition, as well as a warrior and I
Mm-hmm.
think a craftsperson.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't make bread,
No,
but he eats bread, I guess.
I'm
He
sure he
really
does.
he's the sun. He's the sun god. So
Yeah,
he is the one bringing the harvest. And
and
so
making
we
things
honor
grow. Yeah,
him with
absolutely.
the harvest. It's kind of like a sacrifice, but
Yeah.
not like Shaya's younger relatives who got thrown into the boiling pot. But so he's the sun god and responsible for not responsible for the harvest, but like is there this is his time of ascendancy at the beginning of
Yes.
the harvest season.
Yes.
So when you refresh your altar, you can do so with images of the sun
Yeah.
to honor Lou and
Mhm.
the coming harvest season, because this is the first of three
Yeah.
harvest rituals.
Yes.
So this is the early harvest when it's just beginning.
And
The
you
wheat
might,
is turning golden and
yes, all that. And you might not want to put like fresh corn on your altar because corn and bread are the symbols of Lughnasa. But Lugh, his symbol, interestingly enough, is a snake.
don't put a fresh snake on your altar.
Don't put a fresh snake on your altar, but like you could put snake symbolism
Oh,
on
okay, yeah.
your altar.
I thought you were going to say can't put fresh corn, but go ahead and put a fresh
Go
snake.
ahead and put a fresh snake.
You don't have to do that.
No, store-bought is fine. Uh, It's
Also fresh greenery.
yes.
That's very seasonal. One of the suggestions is mint.
Mm,
I think you could. This is a little bit more later in the season, like dried corn. But
hmm
since we're using the husks to make our corn husk dolls,
hmm
having some dried corn on your altar would, I think, really be a great way to honor Lou
hmm
as well and the whole
Absolutely.
season.
hmm Um, it's also, this is a really good thing, and you can do this by yourself or like with your coven or your family, is to hold a twilight harvest meditation. And this kind of goes into that whole thing of considering the abundance that has been brought to you, also considering the things you need to let go, and then writing your intentions for the harvest season ahead. What are you going to let go? What do you want to come in? And then you can do whatever ritual with that. Typically, people will keep that maybe in a box, like maybe on your altar, or if you have, I have a witch box where I keep things like that. And at the end, at the when you get to our last harvest festival, you can go through and kind of reassess and take stock of what you have, whether those intentions that you set at the beginning of harvest.
And I think everybody, obviously, there's no one path, there's
Mm-hmm.
no one true way. So you can't do it wrong,
No,
generally speaking, unless you're putting live snakes on your altar
that's probably
with,
not wise.
I mean, I guess if that's your thing,
Yeah.
but make sure everyone in your house is okay with it. Also, it's not going to stay on your altar, you guys. Anyway, wait, where was I going? Oh, everyone does stuff different. There's
Right.
no one path.
Yes.
You can't do it wrong.
Right. It's all about
Um,
intention. Intention, intention, intention. That's the biggest part of magic.
so I like to write my intentions at
Mm-hmm.
this first harvest, and then I keep them, like Shea suggested. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have a special witch box.
Oh, I can
Sorry.
show you my
All of a sudden,
special
I felt
witch
like that
box.
was something dirty.
No.
Uh,
No, see, here is my little
ooh,
witch
that's pretty.
box.
Now I'm
Yeah.
jealous of your witch box.
You can get them on the river or, for not very much
I'm
money.
not buying any more stuff, Shea.
Well, once you're in Portugal. But yeah, they're technically, I think it's like a tarot deck box or something like that. And they're just little lovely. I think this one was made in India and or something like that. Yeah, made in India. Um, and it's just beautiful. And I don't have an altar. I have things scattered all over the place. So I don't have a central altar. So that
Um,
becomes
and
where
then
I
at
start.
Samhain, I burn it
Yeah.
to
Oh, that's
send the
great.
prayers
Yeah.
up into the air.
hmm
Prayers. Intentions. It's
Intentions,
the same
prayers. It's the
thing.
same. Come see, come saw.
Alrighty.
All right. So we have another special thing that you're gonna do right now, right?
That's right. At this point, everybody has got to know about my extreme passionate love for Juliet Diaz's Seasons of the Witch Oracle decks.
Yes.
And the last ones are out now, so all eight Sabbats are recognized. So I just got my Llama deck, and that's what this one is called.
Mm-hmm.
And I just opened it, and this is the first time, you guys. You guys are the first people to
Virgin
see
deck.
the
Virgin
first
deck.
card words. You scared me with Virgin Deck. Um, so I have already shuffled because cards are real stiff when they're
That's what she
virgins.
said. Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut. Woo! Oh wait. Here's the cover
Ooh, so
of the
pretty.
deck.
Ooh, so pretty.
So we've got a bright orange sun, sunflowers and poppies and golden wheat in the fields. There's birds flying around. The sun looks kind of pissed off though. She's got a little red lipstick and great makeup, but she's like side-eyeing us. I don't know. And then the woman on the cover is a brown woman. She's got white hair with flowers braided into it, a full red skirt, a white tank top. She's got wheat sticking out of her cleavage,
Ooh,
and she's got a snake wrapped around her arms.
well, there you
Which I
go.
guess there
Lou,
goes my advice to not put snakes on your altar. You
you put them on your
bury
arm.
them. Yeah.
And you stuff sheaves of wheat down your boobs. I like this. This is a new fashion thing.
That sounds so itchy.
Yeah, it really does. Because,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, here's a card.
Okay, 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 okay.
Poetry.
Ooh.
Invoke your words for good and use them to uplift yourself and others. So here's
Hmm.
the card for people who can actually see this, which is probably not
Okay.
very many.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
it's a young white woman. I noticed that the woman on the cover of the book, the deck, and the woman in this one both have very thick eyebrows. Um, Neither here nor there. She's sitting at one of those old secretary writing desks, reading a
Mm-hmm.
book of poetry. On
Ooh.
the floor, there's a rabbit, there's sunflowers, there's a duck. She needs an exterminator. And there's a crow on a bookshelf by the window.
There should
There's
always be a crow
portraits.
on the bookshelf by the window.
And on the wall, like there's dried flowers and a
Mm-hmm.
mirror. And then you can see out the window, and it's like rolling green hills and golden wheat fields.
Ooh.
So now we are going to go to the book.
To the book, to the book, to the book. Come on, come on, come on.
Okay. So the keywords for poetry are value of words, self expression, and giving voice to feelings.
Mm.
So this has appeared to remind us to use our words for good. Do
Mm.
not give in to your desire to spread gossip or speak to yourself or others poorly.
Mm.
A little criticism can appear harmless, but you never know which word could be the breaking point. It could be the thing that sends someone over the edge on a day that was just a little too difficult to bear. And your words can be just as harmful to you. You may tell
Mm-hmm.
yourself things like, you aren't pretty, you're too fat, you're not good enough, you're basic. And while it may seem like such a small thing today, one unkind sentence said once a day for years can add up to hundreds. And now you're bullying yourself and you've internalized all this negative self
Mm-hmm.
talk. And I
And
think it's
you're,
really interesting.
yeah. And that becomes your reality then. You keep
Hmm.
telling yourself, telling yourself, telling yourself, and that becomes the reality that you live in.
It's so easy to say, I'm not going to say bad things about other people.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I still do because there's bad people in the world. But I try really
Yeah.
hard for most people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's such a different thing to remind yourself that you are people in this
Yeah.
thing. You
Mm-hmm.
don't like, don't know if I was reading a book. Maybe I wrote it in a book. I don't know. Anyway, somebody said something negative about themselves, and their friend said, "Hey, I don't let people talk about my friend that way."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Oh, that's great."
I
Probably
do
a
that.
hundred people have written that in books.
I do that to my boyfriend in real life because he'll say negative things about himself. He struggles with anxiety and depression and things, and he will say really negative things about himself. And I'm like, excuse me, stop right there. I don't allow people to talk shit about my boyfriend. Yeah, and I like get all up in his face about it too. Like,
Nice.
and but it is really hard. It's even harder to do that with yourself though, because you could just like you trip and drop something. Oh, I'm such a klutz. Or you forget something and you're like, oh, how stupid am I? You know, it seems like nothing, but it is like so, so negative, and it just sort of drills its way into your little brain. And then
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not good.
That
Not
doesn't
good.
happen to me. So anyway, moving on.
You never trip. No.
And I never call myself clumsy or
No,
talk
never.
negatively about myself when it comes to my gracefulness. So moving on. Writing a poem is an excellent way of expressing yourself and your emotions. It
Mm-hmm.
allows you to express your truth and helps you uncover hidden stories within yourself that would otherwise remain buried. If you're writing a poem for self-expression, focus on the topic you're exploring, whether it's joy or sorrow or longing or hope.
Mm.
Choose words that resonate with your heart and your feelings. Take your time with each word, phrase, verse, stanza. And remember, it doesn't have to be, your poet laureate material.
No.
Because we're not talking negative about ourselves right now.
Right.
And as 16-year-old Amy can tell you, poetry does not have to be good to make it into your beautiful book of poetry where it's really great and not emo and weird at all. So don't worry about the output, worry about the the feeling your feels.
Mm-hmm.
Go into it.
Mm-hmm.
Feel these emotions, find these images, and it can help you let go. It can help you
Mm-hmm.
release things that are painful. And
Yeah.
that goes so well with what you're talking about
Mm-hmm.
in terms of letting go of things that don't serve you.
Yeah.
This is a good way to delve into how you feel
Mm-hmm.
and let go of those things that don't serve you.
Exactly.
All fits together.
Love it. Love it when a plan comes together.
All
Well,
right, Mr. T. No, you wouldn't be Mr. T if you said that.
No.
I'm Mr. T.
How are you, Mr. T?
I don't know how to answer that.
So confused.
It's because of my bling.
Oh, you're bling. Yeah, okay.
Oh no. I'm not the crazy one.
No, never said that.
Nobody knows what we're talking about. Go watch the A-Team post
A-Team.
haste.
Do, 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 do. Do, do, do.
Hi. Well, thank you so much for joining us for our first mini-sode.
Oh, yes, thank you, thank you. Be sure to smash that like button.
Share with your friends, rate, review,
subscribe,
do all the stuff,
and
check the show notes for information about our deck, and the recipe for the bread that I have to get from my partner. He's like world traveling right now, so we'll see.
Ooh. Thanks for coming. See you next time.